Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clone Drone in the Danger Zone.
Trisha Webster.
It's been a second since, played this, but I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty easy game to just record, because I do quite enjoy it. I have quite a few hours in this game, and, oh my god, I enjoy playing it. Yeah, it's not the best performing videos. I've got to give them a couple days because sometimes it takes like a week, but like the Mortal Sin and the Ring of Pain video are not doing very good. Hopefully that will not be the case much longer, but who knows? Who knows what YouTube wants, Same game, same game, same title, same everything, who even cares about anything? It's just like it feels so arbitrary sometimes, unless you're like Mr. Beasting it, where you're like have it down to a T. But I'm no Mr. Beast. Some random gaming YouTuber who doesn't even have enough subscribers to make money off his dumb channel. Who's just doing it just because he can. It's just like I'm not like I've tried to put more effort into my thumbnails and my titles and stuff, but I can only do so much, especially with I've been on YouTube for a very long time, but I haven't been actually active for a very long time. I feel like this is not something I do not see a future with this, so it's like, yeah, whatever, who cares? I mean, I was content for like so long, like getting 3 views, 4 views, so even getting hundreds of views like that feels nice, you don't really think about it because everyone's like, oh, like people I watch get like millions of views, but how many people on YouTube realistically get millions of views? Because like legitimately think about it, how many people get millions of views? It's not that many. And like how the YouTube landscape is, it's like, oh, if you're not getting a million views, like the people who get a million views are like rich. If you actually like pay attention, they're rich because getting millions of views makes you rich. People are just so jaded. They're so jaded. There's this YouTuber I watch, like only like a couple views. Not a couple views. And not, I was gonna say subscribers, but that's not true either. It's like 20,000 subscribers, I think. No, he definitely has more than that. There's no chance. I'm literally looking up right now. He has 100. Okay, I was like I didn't think he had over 100,000 subscribers because I've been watching him for like forever. But anyway, he has 134,000 subscribers. Like, people are just so jaded about it. I read a comment on his video, just, you don't get good views, but like I still watch, and he's just like, what are you talking about? I get like I'm getting more views right now than I ever have because he's blowing up right now. Like, is he gonna have 1 million subscribers by the end of the year? Almost certainly not. maybe like 300. Oh wow, that almost killed me. But people legitimately like just don't understand. And I'm not really in that big of a position to talk about this, even though I've been doing this for so long. Because, you know, like I don't have jack, I don't have nothing to show for it. But there are people who've been doing this longer than I have, more consistently than I have, with less subscribers and views than I get and have. And that's just crazy to think about. That, like, you know, like, again, I only have 191 as of recording this video. But what, like, I had like, I gained almost all of them like all at once. I went from like 10 to like 100 to 200 very fast, or to 190, I guess it would be. Very, very fast. So like, I can't remember what video I think like Noida like a year ago. It's what put me from, and then I started doing Potato, and that did really well as well. And now that Mortal Sin video is the best performing not unlisted / privated video that I have on this channel, like normal video. There was actually a Ring of Pain video I uploaded before that I messed the audio up. It actually did better. And I have a video from like forever ago that has like 1,000 views. I think there's another video from a while ago that had more views as well, actually, but I don't remember what it's called. And to be honest, I don't really care. It's not on my channel anymore. I used to stream quite a lot. I had a couple people who would always like visit my streams and stuff as well. I've obviously stopped, and I unlisted every single stream. But I used to stream like, weekly. I'd stream Minecraft with my friends. And while that was fun, it wasn't really like I just did it because I could. Like I wasn't really streaming. I don't know. Like I guess I wanted to, but not really. Yeah, like I was just like, you know, I might as well. Because why not? I do quite enjoy content creation, but the editing is not the part I enjoy about it. I enjoy the numbers. I enjoy making the thumbnails. Editing, I don't hate editing. I just prefer not to. You know, that's why I do the content I make. It's low effort, minimal editing. Although I have wanted to make heavily edited videos as of recent. That's the kind of videos I was hoping to make. I have YouTube community posts, and that's what they're talking about. I want to start making heavily edited videos, but I don't know. I just keep getting discouraged. Like I'll do it, and then my fucking hard drive broke, and it's just hard to. It's hard to want to. I don't talk about it much, but I have many mental health issues. And, you know, that's not like an excuse. I guess it technically is, but that's not what I mean. That's not the reason I'm bringing it up. More like a reason. Like it's just hard to find the will to actually put forth my all into making something when, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna put all this time and energy into it, and then what? 100 views, maybe 1,000, because it's really good. You know, hard work does not always get rewarded. Sadly, that is just how it works. Like, yeah, I can make a really good video, but what if my tags aren't good? What if my thumbnail isn't good enough? And then, you know, people just don't click on it, even if it is a good video. And then it's just, you know, who cares? Might as well not even exist. So it's like, no matter what you do, if you don't have it right, and it's actually vice versa too. Like, you can make garbage content, but if you have a good enough thumbnail, you have tags, good enough tags, so it'll reach the right audience, well, a lot of people will click on it. You know, maybe they won't watch it, but YouTube will be like, oh, people are clicking on this, and then they'll recommend it to even more people, and then it's like, oh, you know, like, the more people it recommends it to, there will be some people who like it. You know, there's always people who, you know, there's always like 5-year-olds with way too much time on their hands who will subscribe to any YouTuber, no matter how terrible or awful they are. So it doesn't matter what the content is, there will always be watchers for it. Yeah, I'm not even talking like those baby channels, like, because those actually do, they actually do put effort in, as much as people hate to admit it. Like, that is not, like, it is something you can just pump out, but it is something that takes at least like a couple hours of effort. I'm talking about stuff that's zero effort, like React content, that takes zero effort. But that's not even what I was referring to either, really. But I'll just use that as an example for now. Like, the reason the people that react content are at the top is because they figured it out before everyone else. You know, that's props to them, and I'm not gonna hate them for that. But it is, you know, it's slop. It is slop. And, you know, most of them can admit that. Most of them, I think, most of them can have the hubris to be like, you know, this is slop. You know, it's not high effort. I'm dead. Wow. I'm not putting my all into this video. Like, you are just simply watching the actual, what I'm referring to is more like YouTube React content. I wasn't even thinking of like Twitch streamer React content. That stuff is garbage. That stuff is the kind of actual garbage that, like, I was referring to when I was first making the point. Where they'll, like, just put on a video and just sit there and stare at it. Just nothing. That is garbage. It's just like, why? I might as well just go watch the video on my own. I don't watch Twitch though. I'm not a big live stream fan. I don't want to watch stuff real time. I do watch VODs. I will watch VODs occasionally. Not very often. Only people that I really like. And that's the only VOD that people I'll watch. So I do not watch VODs very often, but I will. But Twitch streams, no matter how much I like someone, I will not. No, there was one person who I loved watching streaming, but he doesn't stream anymore. And so that's kind of a moot point, I suppose. Besides him, just like, what's the point? You know, there are good Twitch streamers, like Germa's a good example. I don't really watch Germa, but he high effort Twitch streams, and he's, you know, good personality, funny, in my opinion, as well as, you know, a lot of other people's opinions. I feel like that's not a unpopular opinion, that he is funny. Like, I think objectively he is funny. And even if he's not funny, like, you can admit he puts a lot of effort into his streams, or most of his streams. I mean, you know, obviously he can't put like a ton of effort into every single stream, but he's never like just sitting there watching something on stream, or like that's not what he's doing the whole stream anyway. Oh my god. Ooh, don't kill me. But there's ways. It's crazy that the people who are on top are on top. I was like, why? It's almost like complete nonsense. Like, Mr. Beast puts a lot of effort into his videos. So he deserves it. He legitimately does. He deserves the position he has. But there's just so many people that don't. Like, it's just, how did they even get popular in the first place? Like, I put no effort in my videos, and even I put more effort into fucking my bullshit than some of these top Twitch streamers who are millionaires do, and people still subscribe to them, still give their money to them, give their money to people who are probably like 10 times as wealthy as they are. Maybe not, though. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who donate are actually pretty wealthy people most of the time, which I never really thought about, because I'm always like, I always think about it from my perspective, and I'm like, I'm not, I mean, it's not like, we're not poor. We're not like wealthy, you know. Yeah, I have a nice house, I have a nice PC, I have a nice car. That's barely mine. Like they say it's mine, but I don't drive it, like, ever. In fact. But it's still technically mine, even though it's not under my name or anything. That's okay. That's semantics. Semantics. Anyway, we got a pretty good life, objectively. I do. Victory. But I just don't understand, like, who is giving donations to people who are just sitting there just. Like, what are they even doing? They're just sitting there watching someone else's content. Hell, half the time they're like, they're not even there. Like, they'll just leave their seat, just not actually even be watching it. I hate it. No, I don't hate low effort content. I hate it when low effort content gets pushed to the main thing as if it's, you know, as if it's good. Someone who I think gets way too much, like, he's both over loved and over hated, is Critical. I think the people who like him a lot are crazy, and the people who hate him are actually, like, just as crazy, in my opinion. Because he's not a bad person. It's just, you know, the stuff he does, it's like, it's pretty mid. Like, it's pretty low effort. It's like, whatever, you know. But people call him funny or weird. That's weird to me. Because, like, I don't think he's funny, personally. But as I just said, personally, who cares what kind of jokes he makes? It's not up to me. It's not up to anyone. That always, like, really confused me. Why? Why bash someone? Like, if their jokes are just, like, making fun of people, I understand. That's not anything. But that's not his jokes. His jokes are not just making fun of people. His jokes are just, like, you know, funny buzzword. And, yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Not really, anyway. Could be so much worse. If you think it could be better, I guess technically, but you can't please everyone. And he's doing well, so, you know, whatever. Joke's on you, I guess. That's besides the point. He's also overloved. Like, even the people like him, like they cannot be like, oh yeah, no, his humor is, like, good. And I don't think they do argue that. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think they argue that. But do they actually? I don't really know. I've never actually looked at the side of someone defending him. I've just seen a lot of people, like, bashing on him. But I know, like, he obviously has an audience since he gets, like, millions of views per video. When his videos, you know, they're just slop. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with slot, but it's just like, why do they get so many views? I don't quite get it. You know, like Sniper Wolf and all the React streamers. It's like, why do they get so many? Not React streamers, React YouTubers. Why do they get so many views? Like, why can they just put out a video of them basically doing nothing and then just get a million views? At least, like, that's like minimum. Usually, anyway. I don't know. He's been kind of falling off recently. Which, is a good thing, arguably. She's kind of like a terrible person. But, that's not my place to judge. I believe. Mainly because I don't care. Kind of like... I guess, like, if you're in the creator space, I can understand you giving your opinion on stuff like that, but I'm really not. Like, I'm just some dude. Really. No one cares about my opinion, but really, you shouldn't care about any YouTuber's opinion. Like, you can look for their opinion, but make sure to form your own after hearing out theirs. Yeah? I think that's the most intelligent thing you can do, anyway. That's all you have to do. Just listen to... Oh my god, that just saved my life. Just listen to people and then be like, their opinion's mine now. Which is way too common. My opinion. Just way, way, way common. You've seen people parroting the same opinion, even if they don't really even believe it that much. I really wish I didn't lose that armor, though. I'm pretty sure that now I don't get my armor. I do this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I beat all the challenges as well, which is cool. Except for... What's this one? I don't think there's anything there. I'm pretty sure I beat them all. That's weird. There. You guys think you can knock it off, please? Yeah. I don't know. People. I'd also. There's another thing I don't really understand. I don't understand people complain about Twitter, because I feel like the average person does not use Twitter. I feel like it's almost over bloated how important that app is to people, because I don't think it's important to most people at all. It's the app for corporations, celebrities, and the deranged, as far as I can tell, or the severely mentally ill. Like, the amount of normal people that use Twitter is not, it's not very high, I don't think. You know? I'm not saying all the mentally ill people are bad, nor am I saying all the mentally ill people are the deranged. And I'm not saying all the deranged are mentally ill either. There's just something wrong with them. Raised in a bad family, probably. Which I suppose causes mental illness, but that's not what I mean, obviously. Or not obviously. It's obviously, because I just said it's not what I mean. Not obviously. I mean, I guess you can think that. But I'm like, and most people aren't concerned with all this like PC bullcrap. Like as much as people hate to admit it, and like all those memes about like seeing someone getting canceled for something I say on the daily, like they're true. Like, people are not concerned. Normal people are not concerned with all this like bullcrap. Like most people say slurs still. Most people will say I don't want to get demonetized. When people say I'll just say the R word. People still say like the R word, and a lot of white people will still say the N word. And you know what? They don't care, because why would they? I'm not even talking like racist, just normal ass, I mean, that's like white teenage boys or like, you know, early like 20-year-olds. But they just say it. It's just a word. Like, they're not saying it because they're racist. They're saying it, they just don't care. Shock value. It's like fuck. You know, except like you want to add a little bit more oomph to what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they know it's a bad word, but they don't care, because why would they? They're, like, who's no one's holding them accountable. Really, who's going to? Because why? Their job maybe, but it's not like they're saying it online. They're saying it in the confidence of their friends. People are always like, oh, it's so problematic to have friends like that, but it's like, it is normal. Like, you can't just, I'm not like excusing it. I'm not being like, oh, you know, that means that it's okay to say it. That's not what I'm saying either. Saying, like, people really don't care what the internet tells them what to say and what not to say. It's none of their concern. If their job, you know, they would never say it online or anything, though. Well, anything that was at risk of actually harming them. Like, I bet some of your favorite YouTubers, in the confidence of their friends, still use slurs. In fact, I know a lot of them do. Especially the R word. Especially the R word. People, I feel like it is such a weird word to have died off, because a lot of people still use it. A lot. This isn't really, it doesn't really feel like a bad word. You know, with everything wrong, they almost feel like I can say it, but I'm not going to anyway.
Repair complete.
I'm not stupid. And I'm not, like, I'm not bad enough that, like, I can't get a job and stuff, so. I don't belong in a, maybe I do belong in a mental institution, but I'm not in one. I'll just refrain from that. Like, people, like, words will slowly die off if you, like, cancel them or whatever. They will always still be used by the people who, quote unquote, aren't supposed to use them, whatever that means. I don't know. Like, sometimes it feels arbitrary what people decide you can and can't say, and sometimes it's not. Like, you know, the N-word, bad against black people, only black people can use it. You know, that's fair. Whatever. But then also, like, Mexicans can say it for some reason. People just, it's like, whatever. Like, people are like, you know, they're not supposed to, but, you know, they say it and no one gets angry, really. Just like, whatever. Like, oh, you know, it's just a thing Mexican people do. I'm not saying they... I'm just some white dude, I guess. I don't know. Something else I'm gonna talk about, actually. The fucking skin condition makes me red. It's actually kind of funny. But I'm white. Very white. Not really my place to talk about. Not my place to say what people can and can't say, but I can talk about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can't prohibit people from talking about something just because of their skin color. That's, you know, it's kind of anti everything that they stand for, I think. Kind of weird. Even if, like, obviously some people are like that. Whatever, they're deranged. I don't... Chances of them... I really hope... Disclaimer. I really hope this does not find an audience of alt-writers this video because of all the buzzwords and stuff I'm using. I really hope it does not. In fact, I don't want it to catch liberals either. In fact, they both suck. Liberals, actual liberals, by the way, not like American liberals. We tried liberalism. So weird that people think it works. Like, people can, like, argue that, like, communism and stuff hasn't actually been, you know, hasn't actually been practiced. Liberalism has, and it didn't work. That was pre-industrial. That was industrial revolution America. That's what liberalism is. You know, where like the no child labor laws, no, you know, pretty much like no unions, no, none of that sort of stuff. No, just unlimited greed, basically.
Victory.
There's like, you know, the market, you know, people will choose for themselves, but we saw that that does not happen. The people in power just maintain it. All that bull crap. Liberalism doesn't work. Anything far left, far right, far anything, it never worked. It really doesn't. It's just too far. I'm not a centrist, but you have to be somewhere. Like, you can't go far either way, because then it's just like you get a little bit too crazy. Your chance of communism working, very low, because you have to have no greed by the people in power. But if you want power, you naturally are going to be greedy, and you can't have you can't have no one in power. Like, you really can't, because then who makes like all the big decisions? This is not like to say that like it can be a big council or something, because there's like commune and stuff. But there has to be people making decisions. And true democracies, I guess, would be what I'm talking about if you don't want that to happen. You know, like, people cast a vote. And, you know, like, it's like a true vote, not the bullshit representative democracy America has right now. I don't like either. I think they're both kind of dog shit. I like democracy, not the type of democracy we have. I don't see how that could be a. I don't hate it, but it's like, it just feels like there's so much wrong with it more so. It needs fixed. How we do that? I mean, you know, you can find recipes for pipe bombs on the internet pretty easy. I don't think I can say that. That was a joke, legally. In Minecraft. In Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. In Peggle. In Tetris. Oh, that's cool. I don't know, I mean, it's not like I just don't quite get it. Like, what is it with people's obsession with like a global? I'm going into another tangent. You know what? That's fine. That's what this is. That's just what this is gonna be. What is people's obsession that there's like some hidden secret government? Like yeah, I guess there technically is, but they're not hidden nor secret. Like, I mean, have you, like, you can just look up the billionaires list and be like, oh, those are the people who run the government. Like, it's not like, and they just blatantly do bad stuff and are exempt for it, and people are just like, oh, okay. then nothing happens. And people forget about it because the public's memory, the individual's memory might be big, but the public's memory is very, very small. Moving on to the... They always move on to the next... The next topic of the week, the next bad thing of the month, and you know, they never fix the previous bad thing of the week, of the month, of the year. Nothing ever gets fixed. It's always the same. Nothing changes. And everyone complains, but they don't do anything about it. Ever. Sometimes they do. The FBI, like, will do something about it, and then the public's perception will be altered permanently. Because even if it had good intentions at the beginning, its owners change. Owners change.
Victory.
Things change about it with the changing of the owner. Things are always changing. Always changing, but no one wants them to. Everyone wants them to, and no one wants them to at the same time. Okay. Another tangent I want to go on, actually. I feel like there's going to be like a little difference in here, though, than what the normal thing is. And there's been a lot, way too many people in recent years self-diagnosing themselves. It's kind of rampant. And most people will like puppet this as a bad thing. And, you know, a lot of the people who say they have it, they don't. Or like, not people that say they have it, they don't. People who self-diagnose, but they have something, don't. Most people who say they have a mental illness actually do have it. Most. Like, as much as people don't want to admit it, but most people do. But that's not my point. People, I think this is a good thing, because what it was before is mental health was so stigmatized that people could never come out about it. Right now, it's so anti-stigmatized that people are just like, what mental illness do I have? You know, like, they're trying to actively, like, go out of their way and be like, oh, do I have this one? Do I have this one? Do I have this one? That's better than what we had before, which was... Oh, you have autism. Okay. Go to the state penitentiary. I'd much rather have people self-diagnosing themselves than, you know, have people sent to places where, you know, inhumane conditions. It's all bad. No, why? Am I dumb? Am I legitimately dumb? Why did I just do that? I think I'm gonna lose soon. But that'll be fine. I've been rambling a lot. But if I don't, I will continue to ramble. But before I die, I do want to finish this. I think it's better to have what we have now than have what we had then. I think I prefer it this way. I think it's much more humane, much more just better in general. I mean, in my opinion, it is just better. Like not in every way, you know. I'd rather people don't self-diagnose, but you know, if they're going to, it's kind of whatever, to be honest. Like, who are they hurting? Like, they're dodging accountability for their actions, maybe. But You know, they might be hurting people anyway, but them self-diagnosing is not what is hurting people. You know? It's just, who cares, you know? Who cares? Really. Completely harmless. Or mostly harmless. In fact, the people who are doing more harm are the ones who are like, people should stop. So, like, the people who just assume that people are self-diagnosing and that it's, or like, it's not real. And you might be like, oh, well, the people self-diagnosing are, you know, causing that stigma, but that stigma's been around for forever. It's not like a new thing. And these people who are self-diagnosing did not cause it. It's just these bastards just want an excuse be the way they are, so they're like, oh, you know, people are self-diagnosing, so everyone is self-diagnosed. They just want an excuse. And, you know, there's a lot of people who are giving it to them, like, oh yeah, you're right, there are people self-diagnosing. So, you know, you are. It is all right that you. I hate you don't believe when people have mental illnesses. Air, I don't know. Like I'm trying to say something, but I can't quite put it into words. Like, that means I get to be terrible for them and just assume that they're. I don't know. Something. Assume that there's something. Let me regen my. And it's just insane. It is like victim blaming, basically. It's basically victim blaming. Oh, you know. Even if they are self-diagnosing, they're usually either correct or there is something else wrong with them. Like, the chance of someone self-diagnosing as a completely normal, sane person is not high, because people want to be normal. They want to be sane. They don't want to have mental illnesses. That's how normal people are. So if you want to have a mental illness, that is a mental illness in and of itself. So it's like, you know, like, they still need help. They still need treatment. So why stigmatize them? Why be like, oh, you don't need help, or no, you like, you need help, but just not. You don't deserve help or something like that. I don't quite understand. Why it's like that? Who cares, man? Who cares?
Clone created.
Why does it concern you so much? I'm a Michigander. What people don't know about Michigan is that Detroit may be Democrat. We might technically be a Democratic state, but that's just because of Detroit. Nowhere else in this place is Democrat. We're very Republican state. Which is why they describe us as purple, despite the fact that the only time we've voted red in the past, like, forever is for Trump. Or I can only assume that that's why. I don't know why else they would do it, because we do not vote Republican like ever. But the politics in Michigan are also weird. Like, the people who are Republicans will run on Democrat things, and the people who are Democrat will also run on Democrat things, but then they're like, oh, it's still like arguments over it. It's really weird. People here are weird. So weird. So weird state. I don't even know where I was going with this. I'm probably just not gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna try to kill him before I even. If I hit him one more time, he'll fly off as well. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Fine. Yeah, I legitimately forget where I was going with that. I guess I'm just gonna give up on that. Yeah, the stigma, especially in both Gen Z and millennials, like the stigma around mental health it's almost it's pretty much completely gone. Like it's almost been replaced by this like, how many mental illnesses do I have, instead of, you know, I hope I don't have any. Like they're just trying to figure out what's wrong with them, and that's better than people like almost like trying to collect them, but not quite. Yeah, that's obviously not what I mean. You know, obviously not really trying to collect them.
Victory.
They really do want to know, and you know that's a good thing. But the Gen Xers, I have a cousin who is Gen Z like me, but his parents are Gen X. He almost 100% has autism, but they do not want to actually get him checked for it. And, you know, he's already much, you know, he's already like an adult now, so it's like, but you know, it could have saved him so much, like time and effort. And he wouldn't have to struggle as much as he did if they would have just tested him. But they don't want to know. In fact, like they acknowledge that he probably has it, but they don't want to know, because it's just, in their head it's like a bad thing. It's stigmatized still for them. But you know, most people watching this are probably Gen Z. You know, maybe a couple millennials. If anyone actually ends up watching this video, of course. But you know, like you think of mental illness, you're like, oh yeah, you know, like everyone kind of knew everyone's mental illness, school and stuff. Like I feel like it's not nearly as stigmatized. Like I hear about it a lot more now. We're like fine with it, you know, like you know, like especially ADHD. ADHD and autism are super unstigmatized to like this weird degree. And that's a good thing. It is a good thing. Like I'm not like, obviously how would that be misconstrued as a bad thing? I don't quite understand, but that's a good thing, obviously. But it's just, you know, everything is better now than it used to be, in my opinion, concerning mental health. Obviously, you know, fucking America, fucking housing crisis and that bullshit, but whatever. Chance of me owning a house is like 0. Maybe I can rent an apartment, but I'm probably just gonna chill for a little bit. Just, you know, whatever. As long as I don't get kicked out, I suppose. If I do, you know, that'll suck a little bit, but what's a man to do? What's a man to do? But the actual mental health thing, how unstigmatized it's become, that's good. I'm happy about it, because I didn't really have to. It was still slightly stigmatized when I was littler, so you know, people would still be like, oh, you know, you have ADHD or whatever. I have ADHD, diagnosed. Obviously, you know, I literally just went on a whole tangent. That ADHD diagnosed. And that, like, you know, I didn't take pills for it and everything all throughout school. I mean, I never struggled in school. It took me forever. Like, people also, that is another thing. People are like, oh, people, they're just handing out these things like a candy. It took me forever to get diagnosed because I did it in school. So they, like, wouldn't let me. They wouldn't diagnose me because they weren't 100% sure, because they're like, oh, you know, like, that's one of the most common things, you know, they do bad in school. Since I did so good, they're like, you know, this is not bragging, by the way. I'm not bragging about how awesome I was at, like, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. I'm just giving an example. People are just so weird about it. Oh, you know, like, they're talking about, and now Adderall, like, they're pop rocks. When realistically, like, my mom had to fight to get me diagnosed because they really didn't want to.
Impressive.
They really, really didn't want to. I have 2 brothers, and they're diagnosed with various mental illnesses that I'm not going to talk about because that's weird. Especially without their permission. They wouldn't care. It's still weird. But, you know, like, it runs in the family. My dad has a bunch of them. My mom actually doesn't have any diagnosed. Although her dad was probably a psychopath. You know, just by the stories she tells me. She liked him. I mean, like, she rose-tinted lens talks about it, and I'm like, there's something wrong with your dad. I don't think she is. He had something of that sort anyway. I'm not saying he was. Just saying that he probably had something of that sort. Or he was just a mean old dude. That's another. He could have just been a mean old dude. The World War II vet, and he went to the Korean War. Actually, he was in a couple wars. But that has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Repair complete.
But yeah, I mean, it just runs in the family, you know, as most mental illnesses do. That's just the nature of them. We gotta go for the weekend. And plus, like, we've made a lot of research towards it as well. Like, the common people know much more about mental illnesses than used to. Like, if you ask, like, whoever's watching this almost certainly knows a good bit about autism and ADHD, despite the fact that you probably don't even have it, I bet. But I still bet you know a lot about it. If you were to ask, like, your grandparents or something, or, like, some boomer, anything about it, I doubt they'd know. They probably wouldn't know anything. And that's... them not knowing isn't a good thing. That's a good thing. That we...
Victory.
There's nothing wrong with educating ourselves. I mean, we are just simply getting smarter as a species, and gaining more knowledge is always, always, always a good thing. Although sometimes it's seen as not for some reason. I don't quite get that. It's weird. Why wouldn't we want to know everything about this? And then find ways to, find ways to combat it. Not necessarily make them normal, but make them be able to function, at the very least. Especially in the society that we have. It very heavily does not cater towards people with mental illnesses. Quite the opposite. I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that, though. Although, some people would like to disagree with that, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like I don't understand. I mean, just a normal person. They just have things wrong with their brain that makes them, I guess, makes them not normal. You know, and you really can't fully empathize. Even people with fellow mental illnesses cannot fully empathize with another one unless they themselves have it. Because it is literally all in your brain, you know? It is completely in your head. So like you can't think like that. There is a couple mental illnesses that still have a lot of stigma. Wow, I can't believe I just died to that. That is crazy. ASPD still has a lot of stigma. ASPD, antisocial personality disorder, otherwise known as psychopathy or sociopathy. Psychopaths, sociopaths, they have it. And like, they're not inherently evil. I mean, like, they're just born that way. Like they're not. Like, are they less human just because they were born like that? Like, they need help. Same way the rest of us do. And, you know, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing to stigmatize someone just because they were born a certain way. Like, you're not. Unless, like, they're born evil. And, I mean, like, if you're born to do evil, you know, that's. If you're religious, that's a weird. Dang. That's like I'm not religious, but there's a lot of it's mostly religious people that would be like, you know, oh yeah, no, people with ASPD, like, you know, they're terrible people. But if, let's say there is like a creator, like a god, like, did he make them that way? Did he just make someone like, yeah, no, I made them to be evil. I made them to be a serial killer. You know, like, just, you know, I made them to be bad. And, like, they were going to heaven as soon as they were born. Not to heaven. They were going, you know, they were born to go to hell. Which, if there is a creator, I surely hope that is not the case. Surely. That is not the case. And especially considering there's various types of ASPD, you know, like, they can have no empathy, they can have little empathy, you know, they experience reduced emotions, but they don't not experience emotions at all. You know, like, they even though they do feel hindered by them, they still do feel them. Like, they still can feel love. Not the same way people would, but they still do feel it. They can still feel love or, like, loyalty.
Victory.
Although I do believe it's different. I don't think it's the same. But no one really, I don't feel like anyone experiences love the same, even from just person to person, you know, and I do think it is different. So it's like, you know, whatever, I guess. I don't think this run is going on much longer, by the way. I'm not going to intentionally kill myself. This has gone on for an hour. It's been a while, though. I really did want to play this because, like, since I played it so much, I can just kind of turn my brain off and just kind of talk, you know. There's nothing. I quite enjoy just talking to you guys and, you know, anyone who watches this video. I would also appreciate feedback. You know, like, what do you think? You know, if you listen through this whole hour-plus tangent about a bunch of things, it doesn't even have to be in a specific thing. Just, in fact, it could be something completely different. Like, what are your thoughts? Stuff like this, you know. Oh my god! It just alt-tabbed me. What the heck? It just tabbed me out of my game. That is insane. Wow, I'm actually really mad about that. That actually makes me quite angry. I have no clue why it just did that. Might end sooner now. I genuinely would like to hear your thoughts, though. Anyone. I don't care who you are. You could be some 10-year-old from Nebraska or some 50-year-old from Albania. What the hell do I care? Just some idiot from Michigan. What do my opinions matter? I'm just some dude.
Victory.
Just some dude on the internet. No power over you. No influence over you, considering I have, you know, not even 200 subs. I don't have anything. Simply my opinion. You and me are on equal ground. Pretty much, anyway. Considering how much our opinions matter, anyway. Me and you are on equal ground. Now, what's the point in not sharing your opinions? Something. Cheers. Just be, you know, what's your favorite food? I actually don't know what my favorite food is. Speaking of. I try to pinpoint it every once in a while. Why with sausages? Wow, that didn't kill me. That's crazy. Did I get him? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, unlike people with, like, you know, a million subscribers, I have no influence. I'm just some dude, so it's like, who cares? Just talk about whatever the hell I want. Okay. Blessing sometimes a curse. Wow, I just really outdid my high score. I'm actually insane. I didn't even like think about it. I was just kind of playing. I'm insane at this game. I almost got to level 50. I really wish I did. Wish I just survived just 2 more rounds. Just 2 more. That's the point. If you enjoyed the video and, you know, my tangents, like, subscribe, all the funny things. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.